what's up, awesome people? How you guys doing? Welcome to Off the Record. I'm Tommy Tam.
I'm Louis B. Crocco.
Hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to talk about...
Stop! Must give credit where credit is due. I would just like to congratulate you on your first and only correct pick he's ever gotten in our football picks.
I actually think
if I didn't have to sit here like this, I would get down and bow, except that his overall record for the year is 1-12. We'll get to that later. He successfully picked the Buffalo Bills.
Two winners.
But that wasn't on our list. Anyway, just
take
it in.
Thank you.
Say thank. He correctly, probably the only person on this planet that went out on a limb and said, I went, well, you're taking the points. He went, no
points.
Buffalo's going to beat Minnesota. His words, not mine, for sure. He finally got the winner, and it was a big one. I think he should get like 5 wins for that.
Thanks.
I know it was a homer pick, but anyway, you may continue. I had to give credit where credit was due right off the top. Manny wishes he was here to bow to him as well, but since he still only has 1 win, we'll get here. Anyway, you were saying, welcome back.
Yeah, so, first things first, I'm not a curse anymore, which is great. Secondly, we're going to do a recap of last week's games and also give you our predictions for this week, as well as go through some of the, other stuff that we got going on in football. First thing first, let's talk about the end of the regular season in MLB. Tight race, Luke. Tell us what's going on.
All right, the American League's done. Okay, as of this recording, the Yankees just slammed the Tampa Bay today. The Rays 12-1. So
congratulations,
that's got to be our Yankees. Congrats, got to give credit, getting your stuff done. Now you're heading up to Fenway. Could be interesting. Baseball was very smart this year. They have some key. On paper they look meaningless games, but these rivals. You've got Red Sox, Yankees. You've got LA, San Francisco. San Francisco is out of it. They've been out of it. But you can't tell me there's nothing more than San Francisco would love. Bumgarner on the hill tonight to screw Bumgarner. Screw LA. I mean, I'm just saying, you can't, even though the games are meaningless, quote unquote, on paper, they're not really though. I mean, there's nothing better than, they would love to make LA be the wild card team. And same thing with the Red Sox, Yankees. There's nothing more, again, I think the Red Sox are going to take it a little easy, and as the Yankees probably will too, because now with a 2-game lead, so let me catch up. So Yankees won today, so now the lead is 2 games over Oakland for the wild card for home field. 3 games left, anything can happen, but it's looking more like, what does that mean? The Yankees only have to win 1, I guess?
Yep.
And then maybe I guess, or it depends on what happens with Oakland. But 2-game lead with 3 left. It's looking good for the Yankees. It looks like buy your tickets now, Wednesday night, fans. It looks like the Oakland Athletics will be coming to New York to play, that one wild card game. Not for sure yet. We'll let you know, but it's looking that way, and good for them. They're taking care of business. The NL is where it gets interesting. It's crazy right now. It's like anything can happen. The teams are pretty much set. St. Louis, as predicted by yours truly about 2 weeks ago. Saying I think St. Louis is going to be on the outside. They're not out of it yet, but it's not looking good. They're done. I think they're kind of done. They just have a three-game losing streak, and now they have to go to Chicago to play the Cubbies, another arch rival. And there's nothing better than the Cubs would gladly love to just say, "Hey, St. Louis, remember who put you out of the playoffs." So that's another one. I meant to mention that one earlier. Another good. Not necessarily on paper meaning much, but it's a big matchup. So what we got is the Cubs are currently a half game ahead of Milwaukee in the NL Central. Then Colorado is a half game ahead of the Dodgers. We're talking a half game.
Wait.
It's crazy.
Last night, the Dodgers were in first place, weren't they?
Colorado, 6-game winning streak. They're the hottest team in baseball right now, based on that. And as we all know, that's what you want to be going into the playoffs. This is very reminiscent, and I remember well, 2007, because that's who we played in the World Series when we won our second in my lifetime. And they went on this 14-game winning streak or something like that, and then they had the tie, and they won. They had that 1-game playoff. Then they went. Colorado was the hot team, and obviously they rode it all the way to the World Series until they hit the Red Sox. And, it didn't work out so well for them. But props to them. They're playing really well right now. So let's see. So then the wild card currently is the Dodgers leading by 1 game over St. Louis. Dodgers also on this two-game losing streak, so they're kind of like dipping down too. So it's going to be probably Milwaukee, Dodgers. It just depends. It can go either way. That's what's exciting. 3 games left. Lots can happen. Well, 4 games technically because there's games tonight. But it's exciting. It's a tight race. It could go either way, and we have no idea who's going to have that one game. The wild card. It could be Milwaukee. It could be the Dodgers. It could be Colorado. It could be the Cubs. It could be St. Louis. I doubt it, but it could be. So,
Wow, that's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah,
When's the last day? Sunday's the last day.
Sunday's the last day. So
Wow.
it's a lot of, and like I said, what makes it interesting is these, I think personally, these rivals that don't really mean much, but they do. Like Cubs, St. Louis, Dodgers, San Francisco, Yankees, Sox, all these, really key matchups. It'll be interesting to see how they play them. It'll be interesting to see, what will Alex Cora do? Will he play hard to once he knows he has the home field advantage? I'm guessing Sunday's going to be a throwaway game. Just get his starters ready for the 1-game playoff on Wednesday night, which is really weird. I don't get that. Why are they waiting 2 days? I know why. It's all about money.
MLB has to get the postseason playoff tree, whatever they call it.
Oh, that's another story.
They really need to do a better job of that.
Yeah, let's pause there. The answer is money. Okay,
The
really
answer
what
is-
should happen is both wildcard games should be played on Tuesday. Give them the day rest, I get that. But they don't do it because they want 2 primetime games. They want a game at night on Tuesday, they want a game at night on Wednesday. And then they'll start the NL playoffs on Thursday, and then the American League stuff. I get it just kind of stinks in my opinion. Let's just get them over with. Let's do them. They should be on the same day. I mean, why does the American League get 2 days rest and the National League only gets 1 day rest? I don't know. Part of it's not fair. I know you're not playing those teams, but it just doesn't seem right for some reason in my. Now, let's go to your very important topic. The fact, poor Tampa Bay Ray fans, we feel for you. Right now, as of this taping, they have 1 less win on the season from your Central Division winning, already in the playoffs, not even a wild card, Cleveland Indians. What is up with that? How can that be? It's so
Tell them
insulting.
the record. What was it? 87?
88. They have 88
wins.
and Tampa Bay has 87. So it's now it's 2 in the loss column, but still, it's the fact that so there's that. The fact that there's teams on the outside that are not even going to make the playoffs. They're already eliminated. And it's they can't even get a wild card. And they have a better record than a team that won a division and now they're going to be in the play. It's ridiculous. Then let's go with, I'm going to give you a crazy, not necessarily crazy, could happen. Yankees go into Fenway and sweep the Sox this weekend, okay? And Houston decides to play it status quo and just, get their starters ready. They're already clinched. They know they're playing Cleveland in the first round. It's done. Houston, they know they're playing Cleveland. So my point is that now, if they do that, then that means the Yankees, your beloved New York Yankees, not yours, but not mine, definitely. Hopefully all our fans. Manny. They will have the second best record, not in just the American League, in all of baseball, okay? So, let's just assume, as I think we all are, that they are going to take care of business when Oakland comes into town, okay? Then now they then go on to play the Red Sox, who have the best record in all of baseball, not just the American League.
In the universe.
In the universe. But then the Yankees have the second best record in all of the universe.
Does that make sense?
That's ridiculous. It's insane that now they're going to have to play each other in the first round when Cleveland, the 88, I'm sure there'll be more by the end of the weekend. They'll probably be a 90-win team by the end of the weekend, but still, it's crazy that that Houston now gets to play Cleveland. Yankees, Sox are going to beat up on each other, and then they have to play probably Houston. It's just, and then again, poor Tampa. That's on the outside looking in when this team, just because for geographical reasons, are in the playoffs basically.
But I totally believe, we were discussing this before we went on the show, that they should do a reset.
Reseed or
Reseed,
whatever.
yeah, they should reseed after the wild card. Whoever the winner of the wild card is, after that round, they should just reseed everybody.
Yeah, but
I
don't you
think
also
all
think
ranking is
though?
better.
But don't you think the best 5 records in the American League should make the playoffs?
I believe
Even if
they
there's
should.
if there's no division winner. Now the weird part about that is that I know the first thing our fans are probably going to say something about, well, what about scheduling? Because there's a reason why you play the teams in your division 19 times and the other teams not as many. Clearly, but so there's that factor. it would be a scheduling nightmare, travel, all that stuff. Because if you tried to even that out, like say you only played every team, 15 times
Well,
or something,
Yeah, I think they should reduce it to 156 games.
Well,
It used to be 156 games.
That's a whole nother.
I know, but it used to be 156 games,
Yeah.
and they upped it to 162 back in 1960.
Sure.
1961. That's how Roger Maris, by the way,
61.
Broke.
Asterisk.
Broke Babe Ruth's home
Great.
record. Was because
Side
he played
note.
162 games instead of 156 games.
Side note. Shout out Billy Crystal, one of the. Okay,
Who's Billy Crystal?
Who's Billy Crystal?
I don't know. Do you guys know who Billy Crystal is?
Of course they know who Billy Crystal is. He's one of the famous actors, comedians of our lifetime. Anyway, he directed said film, 61 Asterisk, one of the best. I mean, I'm not saying
check it out.
I'm not saying it's Field of Dreams. I'm not saying it's The Natural. I'm not saying, but it is up there in my opinion, and it's all about the Yankees. Have you ever seen it? Oh my gosh, you have to see it.
Billy
And-
Crystal is.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
But
Anyway, so
Anyway, go.
and in fact, if you have the DVD of 61 Asterisk, make sure you watch the behind the scenes footage. It's like a whole nother thing. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, and it's awesome. It's awesome. If you like that movie, go see that movie. You have to see that movie. But you're not really a Yankees fan, so it's okay. So that's baseball, right? Anything else?
Well, going
Without
back
going into the
to,
other.
tell us your thoughts on the whole playoff seeding.
Yeah.
You guys were like, what's your opinion? What ideas you guys may have? Drop it in the comment below. Let's move on to
the
NFL. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
So getting back to last week's picks, Manny, 3-3. He's a 500 kind of guy. Why? Because he went with most of my picks. I'm gonna go with that, as I was 4-2. Oh, slightly tainted, but we'll get to that. And then Tommy, 1-5. 1-5, but the big Buffalo pick. So
Big pick.
I think that's worth like 5 picks right there. So anyway, we've got the normal slate. We've got my team. We've got his team. We've got the New York teams. So, but we're gonna start right at the top. My boys. We're in New Jersey. We're here already.
Oh yeah,
we're
the
very
Saints.
excited.
He's talking
Going
about the
to
Saints, not you Dallas Cowboy fans out there.
No.
We're
Going
not
into
talking about
the
that.
Meadowlands or whatever it's called now.
No, it's called MetLife Stadium.
Well, I know it's Meadowlands Stadium, but it's still the Meadowlands, right?
No.
Oh, maybe not. Okay. All right.
Meadowlands is a freaking abandoned, vacant parking lot or something like that. I think
But
that's
is
where
it
the
like
Sockers
the
place.
Yeah, well, alright, so it's there. It's like
Yeah.
where the horse track is. Anyway, so we're going into
Meadowlands is like, that George Foreman grill.
Who's George Foreman? Just kidding. Anyway, so we're going into
The guy that made the grill.
I do have to be clear on which New York, New Jersey team we're playing, and that is the Giants. The G-Men, we're coming in. I'm gonna let you take this over. I'm feeling pretty good, but what do you think?
It's like night and day with these guys. It's either the New York Giants going to show up or the New Jersey Giants going to show up.
Wow, I love that. That's catching.
It's like I compared them to pizza. You get New York pizza, it's delicious, right? Pizza in New Jersey, crap.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, okay. I don't frequent Jersey.
So that's why I say it's either New York Giants and
All right, so what's your
Jersey
pick?
Giants. Right now, who we got? I think I put down T next to your team. So I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. If I go with the point spread, I'm definitely going to go with them on the point spread as well. I don't think the Giants are consistent enough.
Yeah. No, I not to be a homer, obviously I'm gonna go with the Saints. It's 3.5 by the way, the line. I think that's fine. This was November. I might be saying a little different. Drew Brees outside of a dome scares me a little bit. It always does. That's just because it's my team and that kind of thing.
It's gonna be gorgeous.
But it's gonna be gorgeous. Like I said, this is November. Even if it was just cold out, I'd be a little worried. I think their offense has been shaky, but we've played some good teams. I mean, we found out Tampa Bay is a good team. Cleveland should be 3-0. They're not, but they should be. It should be. So we lost. Those are two teams. Well, we lost to Tampa Bay. We did squeak by Cleveland. Everyone's like, oh, they barely beat Cleveland, but a good team again. And then of course, last week the big overtime win. Oh, that was killing me. That's a whole other topic too. How do you feel the fact that the Atlanta Falcons didn't even get to go on the field? They changed the overtime to 10 minutes. The Saints eat up
that was ridiculous.
8 minutes of that clock. And even if they did get to come back on the field, if we had kicked a field goal, but because we scored a touchdown, they didn't even get to come back on the field. How do you feel about that? I mean, if that was the other way, and Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks in the, and hey, Atlanta's a good team. They got a good quarterback too. So, it's just one of those things that I don't know about this overtime, but that's a whole other topic for another day. The other New York, New Jersey team, the Jets, they're on the road in Jacksonville.
What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, here's the thing. Jacksonville's a good team. They lost last week, though, right?
No, they won last week.
They won last
They
week?
killed the Patriots.
Yeah.
No.
Patriots fan, tell them about it.
Yeah, I lost on that pick. I should know.
I lost on it
It
too.
was a huge disappointment. You didn't do a good job. Again.
I thought they played someone else. I thought they lost to someone. Yeah, I'm right. He's wrong again.
Oh, no, wait.
2 weeks ago,
It was 2
Patriots
weeks
lost to
ago.
Detroit.
Patriots
Thank
lost.
you. Who did Jacksonville lose? Jacksonville
Yeah,
lost.
what happened, Patriots? Anyway,
We'll get there.
Jackson.
We're getting to Patriots.
Wait, who did
So that's why I said
Jacksonville
Jacksonville lost last week.
Wait,
I'm gonna
who did they lose?
I don't remember. I'm gonna pick Jacksonville to bounce back. It is a 7.5 point spread. Jets just look terrible. They look terrible. They had that one opening night week. The NFL's been all over the map. I mean, they went in and crushed Detroit on Monday Night Football, the big spot. Your new quarterback, everything's all hunky dory, and then I did not jump on that bandwagon, thank goodness. Well, I kind of did, but not totally. And they're just out. What do you think?
I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon until they change the colors of their uniforms. I definitely gonna go with Jacksonville. I cannot see Sam Darnold ripping that defense apart at all.
Off the record, fans, are you sensing a pattern here?
No, what
He sees my overall, 8-5
please.
record, and now he's picking
Please.
everything I pick. So
Listen,
he
if
doesn't
these
wanna- he doesn't
teams
wanna
did
lose
their
it.
job, I'll be like,
All right,
18
I'm
and 0
saying,
right now.
I'm sensing a pattern here. Okay, next, Miami, 6.5 dogs to New England, in New England. This is the easiest
tough
pick on the
one.
board.
No, it's not
It's
easy.
the
because
easiest pick on the board.
The
I'll tell
last
you why.
couple weeks, we picked this team.
I'm just saying.
They disappointed us. I have to go with New England again.
Of course you do.
And I'm gonna go with the points again.
There is no other pick in this. Why?
But wait,
No,
Miami's
wait,
3-0.
Okay, wait.
What do you mean? There's no other picks in this.
Miami's 3-0.
They are 3-0.
They are 3-0. Here.
They have a great defensive
Okay,
line.
here. No, all right,
There's
fine.
like 5
You're
guys
gonna
on
laugh
that.
because this has nothing to do with any of that. It's very simple. This is the biggest game New England has ever had in September in probably 10, maybe 15 years. Okay, the biggest game. This is such a must-win for them. If they lose this game, they will be 3 games behind Miami. Okay, and a head-to-head loss. Okay, they're going into Foxborough. Okay, who's New England's quarterback?
Tom Brady.
Who's their coach?
Bill Belichick.
Okay, you got those 2 guys. You are not betting against them. So my point is, do I think Miami could win this game? Of course, anything can happen. It's NFL. That's why we play the games.
That's
Okay.
why we play the games,
But
yeah.
my point is, for this week, until Bill Belichick and Tom Brady prove to me that this is the time, and it could happen. This could be the year when it all goes south, because it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. I mean, yes, Brady is the golden boy. Belichick is probably the greatest NFL coach in history. Okay, sorry. Probably, come on, he's one of the. I mean,
Bill Walsh.
Lombardi. I mean, obviously
Bill Walsh.
comes. Bill
Well,
Walsh. Oh my God. I'm throwing out names like Lombardi, and he's throwing out Bill Walsh. I mean, don't know disrespect.
Hey, the 49ers of the 80s.
Anyway,
That was
okay.
good.
Look, that was a good team. Joe Montana. No, I'm just saying. Anyway,
Okay.
my point is, you got to pick. If you're picking these games, you got to, until the Patriots prove you wrong. You've got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're playing at home. It is a must-win for them.
And they got Josh Gordon this week.
Anyway, next.
What?
Manny, what do you think?
It's gonna be the main difference.
Uh,
So we're going with New England.
yeah.
Just
So far, we're all
just in
picking
case you
the
guys
same.
are
Oh.
confused about what we're talking about. We're going with New England.
Yeah. They gotta win.
Yeah.
They have to win. And if they don't, then next
man.
week we're gonna talk. Then
Okay.
we're gonna talk big time, because then it's panic button for New England. All the New England.
It's done.
It
If they
all-
lose this one, it's done.
Well, they're
It's
not
over.
done, but,
no, it's over.
but they might be a 9-7 wild card team. That's what it might be. Anyway, next game. You always hate this one, but shout out to Philly fans,
Why are we always talking about?
because they're local and they're
They're
the
not
defending
local.
Super Bowl
They're like 3
champions.
hours
Give it
away
to
from
them.
us.
Comment. Give it to them. Give it to
3
them.
hours away.
Who cares if they're the defending Super Bowl champions, respect, and they're close. And shout out to what's the bar on 9th Avenue down here, the one with the church, the bell. It's a great. It's Shorty's. It's called Shorty's. It's great. It's an all Philly bar. Great Philly cheesesteaks. Maybe you'll sponsor us someday. Philly.
Sponsor us.
4. Now he likes it. Okay. No. Okay. 4 point to Tennessee. They're in Nashville.
All right. I'm going with Tennessee on this one.
Oh.
I definitely think
For the win?
For the win,
Okay.
yeah, for the
Okay.
win.
Yeah.
I definitely think. Wait. Let me backtrack here. Marcus Mariota may not be playing. Wait, he played last week. He came in.
Right.
But I think it's going to be our surprise pick this week. Tennessee's going to upset Philadelphia. You know, other crazy things happen, but I think Ravio's doing a great job in Tennessee, and I think the players buy into that system. So it's going to be their breakout game.
All right. This is where we finally, the men from the boys, separate us.
Yeah.
No, I look, this is the one pick. This is the scariest pick on the slate for me personally. I do not feel good about this, and I definitely don't feel good about the points, but I am going to pick Philly to win the game. However, I could see this going the other way. I just mad respect to Tennessee that they're having they're quiet. They're having a quiet, good season, and that just putting it out there. I am picking Philly, but I do think this is the one that could go the other way.
The next game is
Here we go. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row?
2 weeks in a row. We're going to go with the Buffalo Bills again.
Wait, you didn't get
10 points underdogs to Green Bay.
Okay.
All right.
They're playing in Green Bay.
We're playing Green
in
Bay.
the frozen tundra, which isn't going to
Doesn't
be that
matter.
cold, but
Does not matter.
10-point underdogs.
I
for the
still
clean
go with the
pick?
Bills. Yeah, I think the Bills are back on track. So I think it's going to be a huge upset again. They did it to Minnesota. By the way, why are we playing these tough ass like mid-central teams?
Because you're playing that division. You're going to play Chicago. You're going to play who's the other team in that division?
Is it Tampa in that division?
No, that's my division.
Carolina?
That's my division. No, you're Central. Who else is in there?
Who else is there? Detroit?
Green Bay. Yeah, it's probably Detroit.
Yeah,
So
Detroit.
you're-
But seriously, yeah, who comes up? Who makes the schedule?
Well, that's how it always works. All the teams, you play your division twice, and then you pick two other conferences and you play them once. The thing that's kind of unfair about that is obviously half of those games are at home, half of those games are away.
Yeah.
So your arch rival might play, Green Bay at home. You know what I mean? Like New England might be at home against Green Bay and Minnesota for all you know. I don't know what the schedule is that well, but yeah, that could happen.
But yeah, I'm taking my Bills. I think
Straight
they'll
out
pull
win.
through. Yep. Green Bay, their defense is lacking. They're not going to pull through.
Yeah, Rodgers is hurt. There's no doubt about it. I wish I checked the weather on this game before because I think that could have a factor with Rodgers. I did last week in the Washington game because it was really wet, and rainy. He couldn't. He's on one leg anyway. But this is another tough one for me. I'm tending to go with the points. I think 10 points is a lot, especially if Rodgers is hurt. I do think Buffalo got some things figured out.
Well,
But I
last
also
week you
think
went
it's-
with Minnesota with the points.
No, I went with Buffalo with the points.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I said for here first, I did pick Minnesota to win the game. I just did not think they were going to win by 16.5. I had to give respect to it. It's a professional football team. It's not a college football team. 16.5, as we can see, they've lowered it quite a bit this week. It's just too many points. I took the points, which means if Buffalo wins, obviously. But I admit it. On paper, I win. But I picked Minnesota to win that game. That was a shocker. That's why we opened with paying you that respect. So I will take Buffalo, but only with the points. I think Green Bay is going to win the game. I do. Okay, last game, tonight's game, Thursday Night Football, one of the best ones in the entire season, and unfortunately it's not really tainted, but it's now like a little bit less. Well, because now everyone assumed it was going to be the two best teams in the NFC, or two of the best teams in it, and I still think it is. But Minnesota losing to Buffalo last week, now all of a sudden. Well, come on. I mean,
It's still a good team. It's just that
Right,
they
but
ran to a better team.
But now that
The Bills are good.
what
We're
I'm
in
saying
second
is,
place, buddy.
what I'm saying is this.
All right? We're second place. We're tied with the Patriots. I don't want to hear that.
Anyway, the point of the story is
Just
this probably would have been a 1 or 2 point spread, maybe 3 tops, because they are playing on the West Coast. However, because of the inept game they had last week against his Buffalo Bills, it's now a 7-point spread. What do you think?
That's so weird. 1 week they're a 16.5 point favorite. Now they're 7-point
Dog. Well, but the Rams, mad props. However, Rams have not really played anyone yet. I think the record, I forget what it was. It was like the combined record of the teams they beat is like 2-8 or something like that. So
It's a Thursday night game too.
Yeah.
So it's a short week
Short week.
for both teams. So I don't know who's going to be better. Yeah, I would actually go with Minnesota on this one.
Minnesota. Okay. We're gonna agree, except I'm doing the points thing. I think LA will probably win the game, but 7 points is a lot. So if you're going to Vegas with any of this stuff, it's a lot. It's a lot of
See
points.
me.
See him. Yeah. A lot of points. So I don't know. That's the only other thing I can think about it. But it should be.
You're not picking Minnesota for this?
No,
Straight up?
No.
What?
No. LA is such a good team. They really are.
They are a good team.
The Saints played them in preseason, and
The Minnesota Vikings have a stingy defense. I think what happened last week was they were overconfident against the Bills.
Oh, I think they just skipped the Bills.
Skipped the Bills.
I think
and
they were already prepping for Minnesota, or for LA. I don't think they even thought about Buffalo's.
That's why you should take them straight up and with the points.
No.
Yeah, okay.
What are you straight up? No, it's one or the other.
Why would you
do that?
disagree?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, the odds are going to be different for that, but that's a whole other story. What else do we have to get to? I know you wanted to talk about Le'Veon Bell or whatever his name is.
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
Rumors has it that the Jets approached the Steelers.
Yes, might get him.
About getting him. I don't get one because they have two quality running backs whose contracts are almost up. I think he's definitely going to get traded. There's no way I can't see that happening. That not happening.
Do you know? I apologize to our audience because I don't really know the whole. He has to play some of the season with Pittsburgh, or he doesn't have to at all. I thought the most he would play is 6 games. Like after it hits a date, doesn't.
Yeah, after it hits a date, it's like null and void.
Okay.
So actually, you know what? James Harrison, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what he said yesterday on Speak for Yourself? He said this on national TV. He's like, what Le'Veon Bell should do is go practice, show up, every day in practice until Saturday, and fake an injury until the end of the season. Come on, Mr. Harrison, you're better than that. But I understand why the Steelers players don't like you, because you know what? I know you do all those Instagram posts of you lifting all these weights and things like that, but dude, that's not a true player. You're going to do something like that, I get the contract disputes, but don't do that to your team. Don't do that to the guys that put their lives on the line every Sunday. You just don't do that.
I just don't get it. I just don't even like. I mean, I get it. You want the better contract and all that, and that's fine. But anyway, last thing quick, the hits. It's still bad.
Oh, what's your thought on that?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So we were talking about this off air a little bit. I just honestly I think it's really easy to. I don't think they're going to change the rule back or anything like that. I just think they're going to tell the refs to ease up a little bit.
I mean, that was the
Swallow
textbook
the
tackle.
whistle. Oh yeah, absolutely. All these, not all of them, but most of them are. It's like, yeah, either that or you're gonna have to put flags on them because it's getting to the point where it's painful to watch, and guys are getting hurt. Guys are adjusting their tackles so they don't hit them head on. And I forget, was it the guy from Miami? I forget which team it was, but
Miami.
He got hurt. He twisted his knee.
Yeah.
He's out. Because he's trying to avoid tackling the quarterback.
Falling on the quarterback.
I mean,
something like that.
Let me say that again. He's avoiding tackling the quarterback. That's what your job is. Not illegally, but that's your job. And it's you're afraid. And Clay Matthews was like, well, you know what? I'll just pitch as hard as I can, and at least I'll get the hit because I'm going to get penalized anyway.
I totally agree with that.
So so NFL, that's horrible for your league because your quarterbacks are going to get hurt. And I know there's a difference between helmet to helmet and all that stuff with yardage and then fines, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's like if your defensive players who are trying, and that's the thing that really killed me about the 2 weeks ago with Clay Matthews. You could see it. You could see it in his approach. You could see it when he wrapped him up. He turned his head to make sure that he didn't go helmet to helmet. It was a textbook perfect tackle, and he got fined and flagged for it. It's crazy.
And they were saying he lifted up. It wasn't like a body slam.
No,
okay,
that's
he barely lifted up.
Crazy.
The thing with it is, yes, I totally agree with you. It's going to be like flag football if they keep this up. Another thing that's a pet peeve of mine is people that make the decision. I really want to know if they ever had experience playing this type of sport.
Well,
because it's a bang play.
Yeah.
You can't. You can do it in slow motion all you want and argue if you lift them up and all, but regular speed, regular time. There's so much you can do. That's like, I'm sorry to say. I know maybe it's a bad analogy, but it's like if you going, you got the green light, and somebody runs his red light, and you can always do like whatever hypothesis on that, but somebody can say, oh, he's supposed to stop. It's a bang bang thing.
Sure.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. There's no way to get around it.
And especially when your body's going through that same repetition over and over again. Again, Clay Matthews is 29. What is he? 29, 30 or something. Okay. So he played football for over a good amount of his life, probably since 20 some odd years.
Probably. I don't know.
That same repetition is going to come over and over again. He's not going to adapt to the different changes. Nobody is. That's how the body reacts. Come on.
All right. So tell us what you think about the whole tackling thing and the Clay Matthews thing, and how do you feel about all that? Because it's a big topic, and it could change the entire course of football.
Who's that?
I am so sorry.
Is that Manny?
It's Manny. Hold on a second. We're gonna get Manny's picks. We're gonna pause here for a second. I'm gonna get Manny on the
Put him
phone.
on speaker.
Oh, hang on. I gotta figure that out. You
Yeah,
feel like
just-
I'm good with technology. All right, Manny. What do you got
What's
for
up,
your
Manny?
What do you got for your picks this week?
Hi, this is Manny's personal assistant bringing you his big fall pick. Giants 27, New Orleans 21, Jets 24, Jacksonville 17, New England 27, Miami 16, Philly 32, Tennessee 21, Green Bay 24, Buffalo 17, Minnesota 21, Rams 17. Thank you.
Okay, wait
Wait a minute.
We actually had some fans comment on this last week. Like, how Manny has an assistant? How come I don't have an assistant? How come Manny has an assistant?
Well, Manny is the most important person in this whole thing, isn't it? Come on.
I don't. No. That's
No.
not right. This is not right.
We gotta talk to the producers
We
about this.
appreciate you helping Manny out here, but it's ridiculous. But do you have any picks? Do you have a favorite team out of all these games? Who do you think is going to win this week?
That's a very good question. No one's ever asked me that before. Well, I would have to go with New England. That's my pick.
Okay. All right. So Manny's assistant. Thank you, Manny's assistant. Tell Manny we said hi and
Yeah.
tell him I don't know, get off his butt and get here, get back on the set. Thank you, Manny's assistant. Bye.
Give her a raise, Manny.
Like, what the heck? How does Manny get an assistant and we don't? I don't understand.
I thought it was in our contract that we get all equal stuff, but
Anyway,
I guess
this is out of control now.
we gotta figure out how Manny did it.
So anyway, all right. So Manny's picks. It's kind of the same thought. He is going with Minnesota over the Rams. That's tonight's big game, big pick. Otherwise, nothing actually that too much to. But most
Can't believe you went
importantly,
against Buffalo.
most important. Oh, come on. Most importantly, I took the points. Most importantly, Manny's assistant is going with New England. So as they're all agreeing with me and not you. I don't know what to say. It's like that 1-12 record's a little tainted, I think. But you're getting there. You're getting there. Big Buffalo win.
My biggest surprise is that Manny has an assistant right now.
Yeah, that's true
So
too.
we don't.
Anyway, we're good, right?
Tell us your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like us, share us. Follow us on Instagram and also on Facebook, and also support us on Patreon if you like our content. Again, 10% of our contributions from you guys is going to go to a nonprofit entertainment charity organization out here in New York. So help us out.
And most importantly, shout out to Billy Crystal.
Who is Billy Crystal?
You're a
I
marvelous
seriously do
darling.
not know.
Absolutely marvelous, darling. I will educate this boy. Later.
Peace out. That was good.
You'll see.